Hey, y'all. This is Frank the Bigfoot, and you're listening to the Paranormal Punchers.
Hey, friends. Welcome to Paranormal Punchers. Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a fun show. I'm Mark.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Nash.
I'm Dave.
Yes, Dave's here.
Woohoo!
I made it back twice.
And it's funny because on the listener, I got a comment from a listener which is hilarious.
Yep.
Okay.
I can't wait to get there. This episode, we are going to be talking about the Mogollon Monster from Arizona. It's a Bigfoot, but it's a stinky Bigfoot.
Yes.
And we'll get to that. But, as always, first things first, let's get to listener feedback.
What the hell?
Brought to you by Nash's Laugh.
Yeah.
I just spilled beer all over my sweater here. I'm sorry about that.
That's a pudding
That's a pudding sweater?
putty sweater over there.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for my pudding sweater.
That's so nice. Brought to you by Living in Bug Bigfoot. The only awesome book about Bigfoot drops the 15th of every month on Amazon. You can get it. Just go to Amazon. Check it out. It's awesome. A new installment every month. And Lisha, your rating is?
Very good.
Nice. It's been upgraded.
Up to very good.
It's,
It went from
it's good.
It's good to very good. All right.
no,
All
it's
right.
actually a very good book series, so it's very interesting. So
Here we go. So, we heard from Drew. He said, loving the podcast, guys. I live on the Gold Coast in Australia.
Ooh.
I work as a greenkeeper at a golf course and have been listening to you guys a lot while I work.
oh,
I'd love to try some of Nash's brew sometime.
That's right. That's right.
I look forward to the rest of your episodes. Cheers for the laughs. Drew, well, your beer, you have a beer called the Golden Dawn. He works on the Gold Coast.
It's a perfect fit.
It is, but it's not legal to ship a bottle of beer.
No. So if you should happen to come out, Drew, I will keep you fully in as much liquid as you can handle.
no.
I have so much beer in my house, it's ridiculous, and I don't drink very much beer, but I have a lot. So yeah.
Awesome.
Come and drink. Come and drink.
We heard from Paige. Oh, wait, Dave? Dave's going to say something?
Yeah. So where I work, we have a location in Sydney, and maybe at some point in the future, I might have
We
to
can
go
go to
Sydney.
him!
And if I went to Sydney, I might have to take one of Nash's brews along.
There you
in
go.
the luggage.
Nice.
I wonder if you could take a keg with you. That would be a challenge.
I think that would be harder to get through.
I wonder if you could just take the rest of your podcast mates and we'll just crash on your company's dime and hang with Drew.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't.
It'd be a family trip. We could all be like, your wife and two brothers or two kids. Oh, Mark's kind of old though. That'd be kind
Not that old. What are you talking
You
about?
don't look like a kid.
No.
Neither do I guess.
I'm a kid at heart, bro.
We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
We heard from Paige. She said, hey, dudes. I just saw this. What's so funny?
We're already off the rails and we just started.
Oh, it's not my fault.
I'm pretty sure that's not.
Paige said, she said, hey, Mark, but I used dudes so you'd all feel included.
Thank you for
But
that.
Paige knew she was emailing me. Whatever.
Thank you.
I was trying to be nice. Paige said, just saw this hit CNN. Thought of you guys and the old podcast you did on the Dyatlov Pass.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So that was episode one of Paranormal Punchers. That started everything.
Mm-hmm.
Nash, we didn't even know you existed
That's correct.
on episode one.
That's correct.
And I was just an announcer.
You were a twinkle in Frank's eye.
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
Now, I hope everybody listening has listened to episode one, but if not, go back.
Yeah, go back.
It's super fascinating about these 9 hikers and the... Where were they? Well, the Dyatlov Pass, but it was somewhere up in Russia.
Yes.
And they were found dead, but mysteriously
It didn't make sense.
mutilated.
How they were dead.
How they were... People thought the Yeti. People thought, the
Right.
brown note. All kinds of weird stuff.
sonic interference.
That's what I thought the
Yeah.
brown note was sonic interference.
That was my example of the yeah.
Yep.
She dropped us a link because they're opening the investigation again.
Really?
Which
Wow.
means that we have to revisit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I would love to do that. I mean, it was our first episode. It wasn't exactly the best quality.
Yeah, we
No.
were still trying to
Yeah.
figure out how we were going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And I love that topic. I mean, that's
I think
It's
I
super
would love to
fascinating.
revisit.
Yeah, and I feel like I have a lot to say about it. And I didn't have
Whoa.
much to say.
Wow.
No, I'm just like I was the announcer, so I wasn't quite part of the team
Right,
yet.
Right.
Oh, you were always part of the team.
I know.
We were just trying to be quirky or
I
different.
know,
Like you
I
were like,
know.
and here's your host, Mark and Dave. It was pretty. I don't know why I thought that would be a good thing. Because anyway, Paige, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
I do feel we're about to do an episode about that.
Yeah.
We heard from Johnny. He said, "Hey guys, it's Johnny, the one who sent you a few personal paranormal stories. If you guys remember, we read some of his stuff.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's see. He said, first I wanted to say that I really like the new podcast intro. Thanks, bro. I made that. I made that in GarageBand. Also, I wanted to share a topic idea for you. I live in southern Indiana, and there is a place here called, probably going to butcher it, Hindostan. Hindostan. Hindostan, Indiana. Back in the olden days, there had been a good-sized pioneer village called Hindostan on the shore of the White River. It is said that at the time, Hindostan and Cincinnati, Ohio, were the same size as each other.
Okay.
The town thrived until an outbreak of yellow fever killed every person in town.
Oh my God.
That's no good.
Well, it gets more here. To be safe, the town was burned down
Just like an
and
outbreak.
the area abandoned. Today, the only remnants of the town are a few headstones and post holes
Right.
from the town's mill that had been dug up out of the bedrock of the river. I believe there is reports of hauntings there. I have been to Hindostan and have seen the post holes, but never found the headstones.
Oh man.
There was definitely a creepy feel there. The area is now a small park with boat ramps into the river.
Okay.
Okay. So they burned it and then flooded it, so it's underwater?
I don't know. But he says, P.S. There have been reports of Bigfoot activity in that county as well.
Ooh.
I was even given firsthand reports from people who had seen Bigfoot in the area.
Oh boy.
That's crazy. Bigfoot's out. He knows that there's things that are going awry in Hindostan, whatever that place is,
Right.
that place, and in Indiana. But he's there trying to sort things out. That makes sense.
Johnny, thank you very much. Thank you for also letting us read your stories on
Yeah.
past episodes. Thank you
Definitely.
for sending us more feedback. Thanks for contributing to the show. Thanks for being part of the show.
Yeah.
We also heard from Christina. If you remember, on last episode, she was going to have surgery.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Right.
We sent her a nice little care package. She did say, "You're all so sweet. Thank you for the shout out. The surgery went well.
Nice.
I'm actually getting to sit up in a chair today."
Well, good. Good.
So she's doing. She continues here. I got one of the nurses to listen to y'all as well. So thank you for spreading the word.
I know.
And they've been generous with the pain meds. So I'm a touch loopy right now, but I'm getting caught up. And as always, y'all rock.
Nice.
So, Christine, I'm glad you're doing better.
Yes,
I know.
definitely.
I hope the care package helped your recovery be better.
As speedy as possible.
Yeah.
And every
Right.
day is better than the next.
Right.
You know, it's incremental process. You'll get there. You'll be back up doing cartwheels in no time.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not. I just mean, like, not everybody.
yeah. I hope he is, Mark.
Not everybody does cartwheels.
Well, somersaults, whatever.
I could never do cartwheels,
I feel like
somersaults.
cartwheels, like
Yeah, that-
something you do when you're a kid, and when you get older, you're like,
Well, that's what a healthy person could do.
I wasn't very good at cartwheels even
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
So what I'm hearing is that we should videotape us all
Oh
doing
my
cartwheels
God.
and part of the episode.
It was bad when I was a kid, so I don't think so.
I think it'd be a
But
great idea.
And why Dave is no longer with us.
That's right. Trying to do a cartwheel.
Because he broke his neck during doing a cartwheel. We heard from Will. Said, hey, guys, it's Will again.
Hey, Will.
I'm the one who told you guys about Zombie Road. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
First off, you guys continue to be awesome.
Yay!
So keep up the good work. Wow. Thanks, Will.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate that. I just wanted to tell you about a new road I just heard about. It's called Clinton Road in New Jersey. He says, I've never been there, but I'm from Missouri, and unfortunately, I've never been to New Jersey. Some people wouldn't say that's terrible that you've never been to New Jersey. But
right.
It's okay.
It's kind of like a bucket list. You know, you make it through life without going to New Jersey.
Right.
I wonder if it's like a Jersey Devil kind of a thing.
Well, he says that he was reading about this road, and it sounds like something that we would be into.
Okay.
It has reports of everything from a ghost boy
Ooh.
who throws coins back to you if you throw one in the creek.
What?
That sounds really cool.
I know.
Well, it also like so if we chuck a coin, he whips it back at us. Okay.
Oh boy.
Is it a 1-to-1 ratio? If you like
don't
throw
know.
a quarter, does it throw a quarter back?
Or if
I know,
you throw
I-
a penny, do you get a quarter back?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is it a money-making thing? Can we work on this?
Well, we're definitely if that's how it is. We're going to that bridge and getting rich.
I'm taking a sack of coin with me.
Here's my forehead. Quarter. $50.
Or just throw like a whole 1,000.
1,000 pennies in it. Throw 1,000 quarters back.
Said there's also been some UFO stuff that's happened in that area. Oh, of course, can't go anywhere without those satanic worshipers. So they've been linked to this road, and just like the satanic worshipers, there's apparently also the KKK
Oh.
has been linked to this road.
That's not
Lovely.
good. That's not good at all.
Huh. So he just thought we'd like to check it out. Will, thanks, man. Absolutely appreciate you giving us those topic ideas, interacting with the show, and like I always say, you're part of the show.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
And he does say, he finishes up here like, and if it's not weird, it's not worth looking into.
Nice. Okay.
It's not exactly what we said.
Well, it's pretty close.
It's close, though.
It's a nice
Yeah.
tweak, though.
I know.
Couple little Instagram things here. Kristen Rock Shimmy's 90. She's trying to invoke the Bunny Man. She replied to a
Don't.
comment. She did Bunny Man, Bunny Man, Bunny Man.
At the bridge?
No.
I don't know. It was
On
on
Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nothing happened, though. But then our pal, Sassy Squatch Girl, she said, I'm never going to say the word bunny altogether just to avoid a meet and greet.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the best practice.
So, wait, hold on. If she said Bunny Man 3 times on Instagram, what if the Bunny Man appeared at the Instagram servers wherever they're located?
And now everybody that has Instagram could be in jeopardy?
That sounds like a modern day horror story.
Oh boy.
We could do a movie on this.
Yep.
Copyright.
Yep.
That's right.
Nice. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
need a
And then
movie-
it affects other users. Oh, yeah.
We need a movie studio to come in with a big
Right,
check.
so you're saying that, let me get back here to her screen name. Kristen Rock Shimmy's 90
Yeah.
just called the Bunny Man
Oh, boy.
to the Instagram servers.
Servers. And
Now,
then from
somebody
there,
could just like get on their phone to check Instagram. Boom. Bunny
Boom.
Man.
Yep.
How's the Bunny Man sound?
Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?
So it sounds like Mike Tyson?
That's right. That's right.
You know what? Yeah.
Mike,
think
Mike,
right.
Kind of,
I'm
yeah.
totally making a joke. Please do not.
Please do not come here, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
actually, no, seriously, if you want to come.
Yeah, you could be on the show.
Yeah, be on the show. You might like it.
Absolutely be on the show.
Yeah.
It was Dave who did that impression.
Yeah.
We heard from Michelle. She says, hey guys, just started listening to your podcast. Why are you laughing?
I'm picturing every single one of these people saying,
It
hey,
literally,
guys.
everybody
Hey, guys.
literally.
And I do not see them saying that. Like,
Well,
I imagine they do though.
okay.
hold on, everybody. I'm spinning the computer around to prove to Dave.
Well, no. I get that they say the words, hey, guys.
Oh, you don't
I
think
just
they're saying it like,
hey, guys. Yeah. So,
I
honestly,
like to think
listeners,
that Michelle is saying that to everybody. Hey guys.
Send us some sound clips of how you say, hey, guys. Do you say it like Mark, or do you say, hey, guys, other way?
How do you say it, Dave?
Hey, guys.
How do you say it, Nash?
Hey, guys.
Yeah. How do you say it, Alicia?
Hey guys. Hey, what's up?
Well, I guess to vote for your favorite Hey Guys, come on over to ParanormalBudget.com.
Right. We can put a poll out there for you.
Michelle says, just started listening to your podcast. I'm a PA girl as well.
All right.
Aw.
Originally from Lancaster, but moved to Central PA. I own a screen print shop in Lewistown, Mifflin County, Pennsylvania.
That would be fantastic. Wow.
She says I guess it's an Appalachian mountain town. A lot of crazy paranormal stuff here in Mifflin County.
Really?
From ghosts to Bigfoot sightings.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about Bigfoot, I actually print and sell a Bigfoot t-shirt. Check out Lewistown Printworks on Facebook or Instagram. And
Will do.
she has a topic. Wanted to suggest a topic. The new documentary that was released called Hellier, which is about the three-toed goblins coming from the cave system in Kentucky, West Virginia area. These sightings are all over Appalachia, including near our local cave system, which is now private land but has some ties with occult practices.
Oh, boy.
It always is.
I
This
know.
sounds amazing.
Thank you, guys. Keep up the weird. Thank you, Michelle. So I actually watched episode 1 of Hellier,
Okay.
and I was digging it for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I never heard about any of this, any goblins coming out of the cave systems. But one thing we do know about Kentucky and cave systems, where does one lead?
The Bell Witch.
Okay. Also,
I guess that was a wrong.
that was the wrong answer. Mammoth Cave in Kentucky
Oh,
leads
yes.
to the Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
So what if what if it is like things coming up out of the Hollow Earth?
That's not Kentucky. The Bell Witch is not
Then
Kentucky.
Dave
I'm
would be
sorry.
at home.
Yeah, where's the Bell Witch?
That's Tennessee. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
I think that's
okay.
That's her.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
That's the person who sent that.
oh, you already looked her up?
I looked her up as we were speaking. I looked up Lewistown Printworks on Instagram, and there's a very nice lady there holding a T-shirt with a peace symbol.
I'm glad, Michelle. Thank you. I'm sorry that it sounds like Nash is stalking you right now.
I know.
No, I just looked it up on Instagram. I'm gonna follow. There we go.
Nice. Yeah, I want to check out more of this Hellier and
Yeah.
the goblins.
We're all tickled pink here.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Can I continue?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
sure can.
Of course.
All right, last one. I say the best for last. No, everybody was great. I didn't mean that negative. I
Right,
just
right,
meant
right.
like I just like what he said about Dave, so I saved this one for last. Hey, paranormal peeps. This is Jimmy from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee.
I discovered your podcast last week, and I gotta say, this is by far the best paranormal podcast I've come across.
Oh, sweet.
I love the way you guys interact with each other, and the fact that you guys are not just a bunch of pompous asshats that think they know everything. Thanks for keeping it real.
Well, thank you very much.
I want to pause just on that sentence. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
If there was any edit I would take out of there, I would take out the pompous out of it because I don't think we're pompous at all.
No, he was
He's saying we're not.
Yeah, no, I would
Did
say,
you
but
not listen to me?
I said that we are not pompous. I would
Right.
agree with that 100%. But asshats,
Oh, you think we
I
might
definitely
be.
qualify for the asshat category.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
saying, but pompous, I don't think.
I'm going to take Jimmy's compliment. And
Yes,
say,
thank you.
you very much.
Yeah,
He's very kind.
I'm going to continue. I'm originally from Texas, El Paso, to be
Nice.
exact. Maybe you could do something on the Southwest.
Ooh.
It is full of ghost stories and urban legends and UFOs. Also, Wisconsin is full of all types of crazy crap. You should pick up the book about Weird Wisconsin. Thank you guys again. I just caught up to the last podcast. You guys make my workday go faster. But can you please tell Dave to give somebody else a chance to talk? If there really is a Dave. Yeah, he says, if there really is a Dave, his lack of presence is turning into a hilarious Dave's Not Here joke by Cheech and Chong. Can't wait till the next episode. And if you ever make it to Wisconsin, give me a holla. I'm down for a couple beers.
Definitely.
And so are we.
Definitely. Always.
I do exist. But, yeah, I'm not here a lot.
I'm just like, is that me doing his voice?
That's right. That's right. Shh, Marky, trying to talk.
But for the next episode, maybe I won't be here. Instead, I'll be in Wisconsin grabbing a beer.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
And he finishes out his message to us with, and big props to all my other paranormal Pete's out there in podcast land. By the way, I'm trying to watch that movie you guys made. Can I get the link for that? Yeah. I did send it to him. But yeah, just go, let's see. Actually, if you go to paranormalpunchers.com, is it there or did I take it down?
Which movie are we talking about?
Go to YouTube.
Paranormal Punchers?
Go to YouTube and Google Paranormal Punchers. You'll find that video, and that will lead you to all the other silly stuff like Chompy.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Ghost, we had a 2-part series called Ghost Punchers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The Ghost Punchers.
We did some other silly stuff. We had a whole movie where the main character, his test to see if the girl was really into him was to fart in front of her. She got offended.
That is a true test.
He was like, if it was not a keeper. I didn't write that one, but it was certainly a lot of fun to make. Anyway, yeah.
It's video evidence that I do exist, by the way.
It is. Yeah, Dave's in it. It literally says his name right in front of him.
Well, I'm
and
in it, too.
Then he gets knocked out.
I'm in it, too. I'm the Sasquatch right behind you.
You're not in it. He does say he's going to get that comic book soon. Thank you. Thank you for picking up a comic book and supporting us. That's awesome. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. Jimmy, we're trying. When you got Dave who only shows up 1/3 of the time.
I know.
It's hard. Mm-hmm. And 3 being the number because, if you remember.
The Beast.
That'd be,
Oh, boy.
that'd be 6.
Oh, wow.
6 and 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of 6s,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to do a transition. We are going to be talking about the Mogollon Monster from Arizona.
From Arizona.
Now, before I dive into the one story to set this all up, Nash actually lived in Arizona.
Yep. Born and bred.
So the Mogollon Monster is named from the Mogollon Rim.
Right.
Which is around the... what's that really big hole in Arizona?
I moved here, so I'm not in.
The Grand Canyon?
No, it's no. That's more of a.
Isn't the Mogollon Rim around that area?
No,
It's near it,
Not
but
really.
not.
Near it. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually rim
not
No.
particularly.
around the hole.
No.
Okay.
No.
No, the rim is central and eastern Arizona. Okay.
Yes, the Grand Canyon.
That's not how this works.
Is not particularly close to
Yeah.
So the Mogollon Rim. If you're in Phoenix, which is very central Arizona, and you're going to head kind of east, kind of a northeast, you're going to go to the Mogollon Rim. It's by Payson. It's about 2 hours away from Phoenix on a northeast kind of a way. It's actually, if you go to the Mogollon Rim and you keep going directly east from it, from Payson, do you know where you end up?
No.
Roswell.
Oh.
Just over the border.
Now, Arizona is like, for me, I've never been there, but as we talked tonight, I should definitely take a trip out there.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was very, very desert-like, very arid, dry, but it
Some of it
changes
is.
in altitude to the point, the Mogollon Rim is actually like a pine forest.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it gets thick, and it's not what you assume.
That's correct. So Arizona is kind of unique because you can go from at or just below sea level down in Tucson to about 7,000 feet up in Flagstaff, even up to about 10,000 feet at the peaks within about a 2 to 3 hour drive. So it changes elevation quite a bit. So there's a whole diversity of what happens there. So the biggest pinyon pine forest in the country is in Arizona.
Oh.
That's where the Mogollon Rim is.
Interesting.
Yeah, the Mogollon Rim is kind of where the mesa is between the lower altitude and the upper altitudes where they kind of meet. It's this deep, deep, hardcore stone ridge, this rim. And a little while ago, there was a giant fire there, the Rodeo Jujeskai fire. And it kind of did a number. It burned a ton of acreage, like thousands and thousands of acres. But at this point, it's in the process of growing back, but it was a massive fire. So, yeah.
Well, let me kick off the story of the Mogollon Monster.
Yep.
Yes.
Now that we know the topographical situation.
Yep.
So I'm going to start where it's got his name, but there's been reports about this before the story I'm going to tell you. So it was like 1947. A Boy Scout troop had they were hiking down to I guess there was a weather station, not down to, I guess up to a weather station on the Mogollon Rim that we just discussed. They were going there to change out some equipment or do something, but so they hiked up. They stopped there, did whatever they had to do at the weather station, and then they camped there for the night. So that night. Now, some of the Boy Scouts reported getting this off. They started smelling this awful smell.
Yeah.
At first, in fact, the one kid thought at first maybe because he was so terrified because I guess there were some sounds and the rustling and then the smell. At first, he wasn't sure if he crapped his sleeping bag
Right.
or not, but. Because a lot of people attribute, just like the skunk ape in Florida, the Mogollon Monster has a very, what they call, smells like rotting fish.
Yeah, dead fish, a skunk with bad body odor.
That doesn't, what?
That means.
How's that?
Yeah. I was like, I mean, a skunk smells bad enough.
A
So,
skunk with bad body odor.
Decaying peat moss.
Ooh.
I don't know what
And
that
then
smells like.
the musk of a snapping turtle. Whatever that means.
How many people know what that smells like?
I don't know.
What does the musk of the snapping turtle
I
smell
don't
like?
know.
Wow. Anyway, so they smelt this strong odor, and then this month they were all in their tents, terrified because this creature came in. He was making noises. He raided their camp. He took all their food, ate all their food,
Right.
apparently including pancake batter.
Oh.
Just shoveling this.
He ate
into
all the
his
food
face.
yesterday.
But the pancake batter is good stuff. You can't blame him for the pancake batter.
But not dry.
Oh, it was dry. There's no water in it or anything?
Well, why? If you were going to camp, if you're going to walk up to the Mogollon Rim, would you already pre-mix your
Well-
pancake batter? Or would you wait till you got up there?
Batter usually means that it's got the
Liquid,
mixture.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
Still, that's like eating really crappy cookie dough.
Right.
That would just.
Oh, my God.
That'd be
Wait.
like
Hold on
flour.
for a second. wait. There is no such thing as crappy cookie dough. What are you talking about?
No, but I feel like it would just be flour, right? Until you put liquid in it.
See, that's
it's
how
just
I
flour.
interpreted that. He was just shoving handfuls of flour into his face.
Well,
Wow.
The
But if
Mogollon
it-
Monster.
But if it's like Bisquick and stuff, it's
Yeah.
got more than just
There's more
flour.
than just flour in there.
Oh, well, we'll get to. There's more than just flour and something because people are leaving treats out, and I don't agree with it. But let me finish this because this is how he got his name. So all it did was eat all their food, raid their camp, trashed a few things.
That's all it did.
Yeah, it was like just a out of control partier.
Yeah.
You know that when you had a couple beers, like I'm hungry. He just went ape wild, ate everything. So when these Boy Scouts got back to town and started telling the story, nobody really knew, necessarily what it was or what to call it. I saw in this one thing we watched on YouTube, this is before people started labeling things Bigfoot.
Right.
Before
Yeah.
people knew the term Sasquatch. So they just called it the Mogollon Monster because it was the Mogollon Rim,
that's
which
what
I
they
guess
were.
is a
Right.
Native American term for that area. It was Mogollon. So that was that's how it got its name.
Yeah. All right. So yes, it's like a Bigfoot cousin. It's because it's about 7 foot tall, and I feel like Bigfoot's about 10. So he's a little bit smaller than the typical Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's
So
also a ginger.
yes.
What?
It's got red hair.
Okay.
Well, red,
Well-
but also yeah, it's either black or reddish brown hair.
Well, I
So-
even came across a gray hair. I came
Yeah.
across a couple different varieties of
Yeah,
this.
the one that's like 1903 or whatever.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
it was like a white haired.
With like a grayish beard
Yeah,
kind
which
of a thing.
when you get old,
That's what you do.
yeah, you gray up.
What are you talking about? It's like
I wonder if
it's
there's
like a
anybody
silver
here
fox.
who knows that.
It's a sexy silver fox like George Clooney.
So it has wild and red eyes. Mm-hmm. It has the really bad odor. Like
Why do you think that when people talk about Bigfoot, you don't do. Have there been reports of Bigfoot stinky? But when they talk about his cousins from Florida and now Arizona, they smell.
They smell really bad.
Well, I would say that in that region, there's many lakes and whatnot, but it's a really dry area.
Okay.
So
you're sweating a lot.
You're sweating a lot.
Yeah.
You're really sweating a lot, and there's a lot of fur and hair and whatnot. That makes a lot of sense. I would envision that to be really stinky.
Yeah.
Is that why you moved here to PA?
It is. It's exactly why.
Well, I mean, Florida, all the southern regions, it's going to be a lot hotter.
True.
Which is, the Pacific Northwest, you're not going to be sweating all that much.
Yeah.
And if you're covered in nothing but hair, thick hair that you're not grooming, you're not washing,
you're not manscaping.
Yeah. In the southern climates, you're going to stink a lot more.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah. Okay. Just like Mark right now.
So they come out at night.
What?
Continue.
Okay.
Dear.
They come out at night for the most part.
Yeah.
They're omnivorous, so they're eating both plants and animals.
Makes sense.
Yes. They have wide strides, so it's not really it's not a person. It's an actual it's something.
It's the Mogollon Monster.
It's the Mogollon Monster. They mimic birds, coyotes, and other wildlife. So like people will hear certain things, but they're not sure if it's actually that or if it's the monster.
So the sound is mimicked.
Yes.
Okay.
But they also emit an unusual whistle sound. They whistle.
Okay.
Which I think would be unnerving.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was out in the forest and I could hear that, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Is it like sinus issues?
I don't know.
They're just like breathing whistles.
Now, did you come across where they sound like somebody? What was it? Like a woman screaming?
Yes.
Oh, I did not hear that.
Yeah. And I tried to come up with some good audio bites of it, and it was tough because there was no way to tell if it was just somebody screaming off to the side. But it sounded like a woman screaming is what it sounded like.
Yeah.
See, now I watched a video on YouTube and this guy who was camping out up on the rim, but he was capturing things that sounded like this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That doesn't sound anything like you guys are describing.
No.
Nothing like it. That was probably just a hunter.
So I was like, whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's a song from like the 80s.
That also sounds like Bobo Flay.
I don't know. That is the video that I watched. So you guys are getting that he has different sounds.
Yeah.
The mimic part
can mimic
is
stuff,
actually
yeah.
disconcerting.
I know.
Right.
Well, I feel like a lot of people are talking about there's a eerie silence prior to any encounter. So like even just wildlife is like, no, I'm gonna be quiet.
Right. They said something like that. That's what happens when there's a apex predator nearby.
Exactly.
Is everything becomes quiet.
Yeah. They don't want to know that they're
Right. Because no, it's interesting because I want. Why are you guys laughing?
I don't know. I'm laughing.
I got
They're
really
laughing.
excited.
You did. You got really excited really quick. That was
Because
awesome.
I was just thinking that reports say that before people see or hear, the forest just goes dead.
It goes
Yeah.
dead. Like
But now
dead
when you say
silent.
that's every animal's like, oh crap.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
because if you're in like Africa and there's a lion around, you're not going to be like chirpity chirp having a good time. You're going to become quiet.
Right.
Everything becomes quiet in the vicinity of an apex predator. You know,
No, I hear you.
right.
So all right, so the Mogollon Monster, all right, he is an apex predator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I found reports where he rips off the heads of the cougars.
Yeah,
And then
drinks
drinks
the
their blood.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, he's thirsty.
He likes to decapitate his prey before he
But it seems pretty
partakes.
violent.
I know, right?
Yes, and that's exactly what I came across. Is that not only is he just the apex predator, but I don't know why there would be a purpose for pulling off the heads of cougars, other than he was in some kind of a conflict with the cougars,
Yeah.
and maybe they were coming after him, and he pulled their heads off. But then drinking their blood, there's really no need for that. Yeah.
That's a big pet no.
Guess you get iron.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I don't know if you. And they said that the carcasses were found near water.
Okay.
The carcasses, the dead carcasses of whatever he was eating, he or she was eating, was near water. It's always near water.
Okay.
So I'm thinking maybe they pulled the head off a cougar or two, and he was like, "Oy, I need a drink.
Why does he sound like that?
Yeah, I need to clean myself."
This seems more of there's a female around. I need to impress.
Maybe.
Oh, look, here's a cougar. They must not keep house cats, and pop.
Showing his prowess.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
those birds with the things that come out and they go click and they dance around.
I mean, I think that's one of the. If you think about all the animals out there, typically animals don't show off strength, do stupid things,
Right.
like rip heads off of
Unless
predators,
they're
everything.
trying to
but
mate.
Cognizant creatures
Yeah.
that we believe a lot of these things to be, they want to do things because they can, just like humans do. And it's that seems totally like, if I'm a 7-foot tall creature, well, of course I'm going to rip a head off a cougar. Why not?
Why not? They're there.
Yeah.
And it's saving the population.
Yeah. I mean, it's like showing the guns. Like, rip.
Hoping that the lady Mogollon monsters are like, oh my.
Yeah.
All right, well, dig this. If you're talking about showing the guns, all right, I found a report. I don't have a date. I don't know what happened, but I'm just going to read this. Let's see. So this was another Boy Scout summer camp. Involves a pioneer named Bill Spade. I guess he built a log cabin on the land adjacent to what is now called Camp Geronimo, which is a Boy Scout facility.
I went to that camp
You went there?
as a kid. Yeah.
Well, check this story. So apparently this Spade guy was attacked one night by the Mogollon Monster. He left no trace of his victim, save for this dude's face.
What?
He tore this dude's face off and hung it on a tree. I guess, I don't know, for people to see or to mark, like, this is what happens
Right.
when you build a cabin in my territory. I guess the cabin remained for like decades, and I don't know if the Boy Scouts used it, but they say that the Mogollon Monster, like a lot of people that went up there and hang out, they would hear noises or spot him.
Oh, God.
Now, so you were talking about him ripping the cougar's head off as a show of
Right. Virility. or something.
virility, yes.
Right.
But he tore this dude's face off and put it up on the tree for all to see.
Oh.
What's up with that?
That could have. I'm thinking that could have been a warning because, like I said, I've been going to. As a kid, grew up going to Camp Geronimo every year for summer camp.
Okay.
That was our camp that we went to. We would go there. I would go to camp. My father used to host these church camps, and he would do camps there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that was more of a warning. That would be there more of a warning, as in, don't go in the woods. Stay where you are.
How easy is it to rip a face off? I mean, I saw that movie Face Off with
Talking to John Travolta.
Right.
Maybe he could tell you.
If you're 7 foot tall and a mythical beast,
Actually,
but
A mythical beast.
or yeah, never mind. Anyways, what if this guy, this beast monster is misunderstood? What if he's creating art? And it's no different than he saw a beautiful flower and wanted to put that into his painting. And, he decorated the tree somehow. And, this guy's face would be perfect right there.
I love it. But
Sounds awful.
I did come across things
That's
that
only because we're human and we don't want our faces planted on trees.
I guess he's very territorial.
yes.
Yes,
So-
I heard he's a bit of an a-hole.
Yeah, so I imagine that was probably more of a warning. But I like the art factor.
Yeah.
I like that.
Now, some reports talk about people going in and making lots of noise, maybe trying to think they could scare whatever. They're not sure
Right.
what it is, but apparently this only angers. So he does not take kindly to you being loud and obnoxious, and he's ready. I feel like he's ready to fight. If you're trying to be like, look, go away, I'm banging pots. He's
Yeah.
like, look at me, I'm going to kick your butt.
Yeah, I guess he also throws rocks at hikers and stuff.
Everybody.
So-
He throws rocks.
which is
When I'm
that's
not
a
throwing
Bigfoot
rocks
thing.
at hunters.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
Sounds like me at the bar.
You throwing rocks at hunters?
Rocks at obnoxious people who are like,
Okay.
get out of my bar.
Oh, you're very territorial.
Yeah.
About your brew pub. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But
to answer your question, it only takes about 8 pounds of pressure to pull somebody's face off with their skull.
Oh wow.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
It's not.
I don't think that's. But you can't. I can't like face palm Dave's face.
No.
With
You would
8
need to
pounds of pressure.
get a grip. You need to do something, and then you would yank it off. But it wouldn't be like palming a basketball. Or something
Okay.
like that.
But it wouldn't be clean.
It would be disgusting. It would be the most.
No, it wouldn't be clean. I meant like the lines. Like you wouldn't be able to.
No, it wouldn't be like, oh, this is not right. Like cutting coupons. It wouldn't be like that.
You're saying only 8 pounds of pressure?
It doesn't take very much. The hardest part is to cut the skin, but pulling it off is easy peasy. Apparently.
so
Wow.
if he had sharp nails or something,
yes, like
yeah.
claws, and could
cut
get underneath there
a
and just yank
line
it off.
around and then ripping off what could be a clean cut.
Yeah, that's disgusting. It's
Yeah.
absolutely disgusting.
You know what's worse is that information is
out there. I just looked it up on Google and it was there. Yeah, that was gross.
Damn it, Google. Lish, what else you got over there?
Well, I have a few Native American legends that involve
Yeah,
this
I have a
creature.
couple of those.
Okay. So I have 4. The first one, a prehistoric tribe exiled their chief. And he was angry, so he prayed to the spirits to transform him into a hirsuti bogeyman. Hirsute bogeyman. Yeah,
Boogeyman?
Hirsuti boogeyman. In order to scare his tribe. He still lives today, defending his territory.
That reminds me of that movie Primal Rage, where it was like a Bigfoot creature, but it was also like the legend within the movie.
Right.
It was a Native American chief that has been reborn, reincarnated this creature. So that's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if the filmmakers
They might have taken some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. A rival stole the chief's wife. So to get his revenge, the chief had the medicine man transform the thief into a horrible creature.
who
the thief or the chief.
No, the thief. The thief that stole his wife.
Okay.
So then the third one, some Indians attacked a pioneer who managed to get away into the woods where he went insane and was cursed by the spirits, presumably turning into the... and see, I keep wanting to say...
Oh, just let it go. Just let it go.
Mogia.
See, I keep wanting to say something else. Mogollon Monster.
You got it.
It's
You
spelled
got it.
Mogollon.
Yeah.
It's Mogollon. It's spelled Mogollon.
Mogollon? Okay.
Yeah.
When I was doing my research, I was pronouncing it in my head as McGeehan.
McGeehan? Okay.
McGeehan.
Okay.
Which is not correct, but,
you know.
I was close. And then the fourth Native American legend is a white man murdered an Indian woman. He was punished by being hung from a tree by his hands, stretched to the height of 8 feet, then skinned alive.
Ouch.
And left to die. He continues to roam the woods, presumably as not McGeehan, Mogollon Monster. So
Interesting.
yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of in a lot of Native Americans in that area, they don't really want to talk about this,
Right.
But they have a lot of stories about this.
Yeah.
So
Most of it's in like the Fort Apache area.
Right.
And it's the Apache Indians who really have the condensed version of this.
Yeah.
And they're not really sharing any information.
no, they're not wanting us to know about it, and I feel like it's almost like they just don't want to be open about it. This is here, we're dealing with it, but you don't need to know about it.
And I did
don't
come across that people that have had run-ins and sightings, that it is very aggressive. Obviously, we talked about him ripping people's faces off. Very aggressive, but he'll come into campgrounds at night, just like with the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
He's famously known for just raiding your campground.
Right.
Not hurting anybody. He hasn't,
Right.
outside of the dude's face he ripped off. But but, reports after the Boy Scouts, he comes in, he takes all the crap out of your cooler, eats it all, makes a big fuss, breaks some shit, and then runs out.
Right.
So he seems very...
He's just an asshole.
Yeah.
Right, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. That was my overarching thing was basically one is that...
So he's isn't he like the Bigfoot Yogi Bear? He's coming in, taking all your food?
He's just a jerk. Yeah. That's really it. He's taking all your food, taking all your stuff, and that's it. He's not really there to help anybody. He's just like, you know what? Whatever. It looks like you have a 12-pack there. That's mine.
Kind of sounds like a sophomore in college.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's just there to do
drunk and stoned.
Yeah,
and
well,
just
what if it is like?
things.
What if there's adults are just like shaking SMHing,
Right.
shaking their heads because their teenagers are going out raiding the campgrounds, taking
Right.
6-packs,
Right.
Yep.
and freaking
Ripping
beef patties
heads
or
off
whatever.
of coyotes and stuff. Yeah.
Well, because
That was Uncle Crazy Dave. That
right. Well, because we have so many stories now. I mean, firsthand accounts of seeing these things, but some of them were he had brown fur. Some of them were he had gray fur.
I know.
Some of them were that he had a long beard and gray fur. Some of them were that he was like an 11-foot, almost like a troll-looking guy.
Yeah.
It just is this variety of descriptions that keep coming back, and it's like, okay, well, there could be a community.
Yeah.
There could be offspring in the whole 9 yards, but it seems to be that they're all kind of jerks.
Well, like in 2014, there was a woman that she was hiking. She really liked to take pictures of like the wildlife or whatever, but she was hiking up in this area, and she came across this creature that was drinking from. He was on all fours, drinking from like a small pool or whatever, or a stream.
a mud puddle.
Possibly. She said that he was making noises like a pig.
Right. Right.
So in her mind, she was like, oh, it's a pig. But I feel like that was just because she could hear, it sounded like a pig to her. So she grabbed her camera because she was going to take a picture of
and
it.
she's like a wildlife photographer kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
something like that. So she started making some noises. It turned around and she realized, oh, God, this is not a pig. But
Then she made sure her camera was turned to blurry and then started taking photos.
I don't think she actually took any pictures, but it actually stood up on its hind legs. And then I feel like it growled at her or something like that, and then it ran off.
Well, yeah.
So she was like, this is not a pig. This is not a pig. I don't know what this is, but...
Well, and she was like a trained photographer, wildlife photographer.
Right.
So she was used to making herself look larger, and she knew that that's what deterred
Right.
animals from attacking. So she did that to this pig creature, and the pig creature said, oh, yeah?
right.
Really? And then
Let me show you.
Yeah, I'll show you. And stood up and did this whole thing, and she was like, oh, boy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then beelined it out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, but it took off. She wasn't able to take a picture, but I mean, that was the story that she came up with. This is in 2014, so this is just a few years ago. But
Well, just like a pig taking a drink from its favorite watering hole, we got to take a break. We'll be right back. What a beautiful morning. Rise and shine, friends. We're looking for Bigfoot today.
oh my God, what was that?
Is that Bigfoot?
No, that's just Nash. He's a real bear in the morning before he gets his coffee.
Here, Nash. I made a fresh pot of Moses family coffee.
Their original roasted pecan is amazing.
Yum. This is amazing. Bigfoot's right behind me, isn't he?
Run! Ah! Go to mfjerky.com and use promo code SpookyJerky15 to save 15% off your entire order. Moses Family Coffee. The best way to start your paranormal or normal adventure. And we're back. All right. The Mogollon Monster.
Yes.
From Nash's hometown. Nash, this wasn't just you running around out there doing some pranks.
There have been sightings of the Nasquatch from time to time out in the wild, but I can guarantee that I do not pull heads off cougars and drink the blood.
You don't? Okay.
No, that's not my style.
You don't throw rocks at hikers?
No. No.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it.
Interesting the fact that not just cougars, like that seems to be his trademark. Before he eats an animal,
Yep.
he rips the head off.
Pulls his head right off.
And then eats it. What is that? Why would he want to remove the head?
Is it just the blood he wants?
I don't know.
Or does he not want the dead animal to kind of be looking at him?
Well,
while he's eating it, so he rips the head off and then eats it.
The more I think about it, I think so. If you're hunting an animal and you don't have a weapon, how are you going to kill the animal?
Well, I think if the strength that a Bigfoot would carry is the weapon, like he can rip us in half, right?
Well, right. So
the head off,
or you would rip the head off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right,
Okay.
so maybe he is a jerk and he does have claws and
he's a weapon.
He's
a living weapon.
but I mean,
like Chuck Norris.
Most animals' heads are weapons. Between teeth and everything.
The cougar's head is the weapon, so the
Correct.
Bigfoot removes it.
Like, I mean, if he has claws and strength and everything, he could, rip into the lungs and heart and whatnot. But that takes a lot of work, and during that time, the thing could be biting him.
True.
So eliminate the problem and just rip the head off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that solved that one.
There you go. All
right.
Your unarmed combat
Mystery solved.
lesson right there.
Liz, I know you got a couple things in your paper that you definitely wanted to get to.
Well, so I came across this quote in an article, and I thought it was hilarious, and I wanted to read it. Okay. So he is sort of Bigfoot's loser cousin.
Yeah, I would say that. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unable to hack it as a legitimate crypto critter, he ekes out a living performing at conferences and children's parties, hoping one day to get some consulting work. I thought that was
Okay,
hilarious.
I kind of like
Where did
that.
that
That's
come
nice.
Right?
I kind of like that. That's good.
Oh, God.
That's good.
Where did that come from?
You know what? I didn't even write down where I found this, but I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. Copy, paste,
Yep.
done.
Thank you, unnamed person that came that
know.
quote was from. Here we go. We're technical
Oh, boy.
advancements.
No,
Here we
no.
go.
Dude, you don't tell what's happening behind the scenes. You just keep rolling. I was plugging my computer in for something
okay.
later down the episode.
Wait a minute.
Way to mess that up.
yeah, sorry.
I also came across another article where they were talking about this trailer park that was having issues. And it wasn't just dealing with the monster.
Okay.
It was also dealing with power outages, missing pets, strange lights, UFOs, and giant jackrabbits.
Good Lord.
Have you seen
you
pictures
Yeah.
of the giant
They're big, I think.
Oh my
Is it the
God.
Bunny Man?
No, but they're big.
But they're huge. Because
They're
I
big.
looked it up today and I was like, oh my God, they're freaking huge.
Yeah.
But, I mean, could you imagine living in there? Like, you're talking to your neighbor and be like, I could get along with the power outages and the jackrabbits and everything, but this monster eating everybody,
It's really a bummer, man.
I know. Cats are going missing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's sad.
Well, the jackrabbits are giant out there. So are the roadrunners.
Yes.
They're much bigger than what you expect. Yeah.
A roadrunner is actually real? I thought that was just a cartoon.
No, they're like
Yeah.
they're like 2.5, maybe about 2 feet high, about 2.5 feet long.
Wow.
They're really big. They're really big. So yeah, so it's just that's how
Okay.
it is out there.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Weird. Anyway, I just thought the article was interesting because I was like, it's just an what's the word? A big pot of weird paranormal stuff going on in this area.
Well,
so.
that actually takes me. One of the things that I did want to bring up is we had theorized earlier, kind of off the cuff, that typically or sometimes where there's a Bigfoot, there's UFOs.
Yes.
That's kind of a true. In the area, we're talking like hotbed stuff. In Phoenix, there's a ton of UFOs.
The Phoenix Lights.
Yeah.
Yes, the Phoenix Lights. Now there's
Very profound statement.
yeah,
Sorry.
that was right there. That was it was a slow crawl, but we got there. But between Phoenix and Roswell, which is Payson, is like literally in the middle of the two. You have two of the biggest hotbeds of alien activity out there,
Right.
kind of in the Southwest, and Payson is in the middle. You have mountains and dense forestry. You have all kinds of stuff out there to be able to obscure alien activity.
Right.
So my thought was, there's so much activity in Phoenix and in Roswell, and between those two, why wouldn't there be
Right.
Sasquatch? Why wouldn't there be the
Right.
Mogollon Monster? Because those two are inexplicably linked.
And then it's not a desert area.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So, like, there's a lot of woods, so there's places for it to hide.
You can hide, like, literally 100 yards away, and nobody's going to see you.
Right, and it's also nocturnal. So
Correct.
some people theorize that it's chilling in cave. Because
Yeah.
I guess in Arizona it could be like 80, 90 in the daytime.
Oh, yeah.
And then plummet to 30 when the sun goes down.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that low, but yes, like 30, 40 degrees. Right. There's a massive degree,
Okay.
the temperature
Or
difference.
enough that if you were covered in hair during the day,
You'd be a
you
little
sleep in
warm.
your underground cave.
Correct.
And at night when it's much, much cooler, you come out and get some food.
Now, if anybody's driven from Phoenix to Payson, Sholo, Pine Top, that area, you do pass, and I mean probably like 200 feet from the rim. And you don't really notice it. You don't really notice that there's a rim because the trees are so dense. But because
Right.
of the fire, the trees have been removed.
Oh.
So now when you're on that drive and you're driving along and you look to the right, all of a sudden all you see is sky because the rim is right there. And below that rim, you're talking maybe, I don't know how many hundreds of feet, but there's a cliff face the
Really?
stone cliff face right there. So what's on the other side of that cliff face? On the other side of the rim, at the base of the rim? Who knows? There's caves, there's miles of unexplored forest down there. So there could be anything down there.
There's a lot of cave systems in Arizona.
Oh, there's tons because water erodes everything. And there's always streams going through
Dude, there
there.
could be like a whole
Underground network.
a civilization
Almost, you could
of Sasquatch.
there could be, and it's completely unexplored because it's so difficult to get to that you
Right.
can't get to it.
But it literally could be a city.
Oh, yeah.
Like they have their whole.
I mean, this could be the way that they travel in our country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean
It's why they're not. That's why we can't get.
Right.
proof.
You could put a city as big as the city of where we're sitting in right now at the base of the Mogollon Rim, and you would never see it. You would never ever
So
see it.
you're saying you could take E-Town,
Yep.
Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania,
And snug it up right against the Mogollon Rim, and you would
and it's
never
tiny
see it. Yeah.
compared to the Mogollon Rim.
Oh, it's
Wow.
it's
Why is it called a rim?
because there's a large flatland, and for it to get to the elevation, it's a solid cliff face that goes directly up to like 6,000 feet.
And then all of a sudden, boom, forest.
And then it's all forest up to it, and then after it, it's all forest. So it's just this giant, like if you imagine the walls of Mordor, you know what I mean? I mean, it's massive, and it's just solid stone wall.
Okay.
There's just nothing there. It's just stone wall, and it's forest up to it and past it. So it's just a giant rim there.
Interesting. And it all sounds like this could. We just started talking about an underground city of the Sasquatch.
Right.
I mean, I want to see that movie, or I want to write that book, but
Yep.
it also keeps leading back to the Hollow Earth because in Kentucky, the Mammoth Caves leading there. You're talking about all these underground caves there, man. Interesting. So, do you think the cave system in Arizona is just as big as Arizona is above as below?
As above, so below.
I think you could fit an entire in the space right there of the Mogollon Rim, and to the east of like Phoenix and that area and Fountain Hills and whatnot. From central Arizona to northern Arizona, there's a whole zone that you could basically fit like Rhode Island in there, and nobody would know.
Really?
There's so much open space that's unexplored that is just forest land. There's just so much. There have to be cities there and towns there. But you could literally fit. I didn't know anything about them, and I still don't. And I was born and raised there.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing, like, with the Mogollon Monster, it's nocturnal. So if they can disappear, so during the day, because people talk about with our technology and drones, like us individually could literally be flying drones over Arizona 24/7.
Yeah.
But they only come out at night.
You wouldn't see them because the trees and the forest is so dense.
So you're telling me that a drone camera, it's so dense, because I was having this discussion with somebody that with drone technology,
right,
there's no way Sasquatch exists, because we could be flying drones over forest. But if it's like that dense,
like a thermal graphic, I guess it depends on what the field of vision is for the camera looking down.
But all right, so you do thermo from a little app that you're watching on your whatever, how you're flying your drone. Is it a bear? Is it this?
Yeah,
so
who knows?
there's no, unless you're literally standing there next to it.
Right.
It's inconclusive.
I mean, you're talking hundreds of miles of area that is just dense forest, snugged up against an area, up against this wall of stone that who knows what's underneath the stone.
Right.
If there's even a cave going in, who knows? Who knows? It's just miles and miles and miles.
So when you lived in Arizona, is this one thing that you heard about? Did you hear about the Mogollon Monster?
The Mogollon Monster was always there. It was always there, and I was like, oh, you just don't really go out on the rim unless you're an experienced hiker, and that's just it.
Did you ever go out on the rim?
No.
Out of curiosity.
I'm not an experienced hiker. But I did, like I said, I did summer at Camp Geronimo, so you heard stories.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you ever do the mutter that they have?
No, my brother has.
Okay. And they also have an ultra marathon.
Yeah. So they do. They have all kinds of crazy stuff out there for very fit people to do that is exhausting. I get tired just watching it.
Right.
You know, and I will definitely cheer my brother on with a pint in my hand as he's like, you're doing great. You're being so fit. Hold on for a second.
Yeah.
You know, but yes, they have all kinds of stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Anything else on the Mogollon Monster? Any final thoughts, as we like to say?
I think that the Mogollon Monster is just the tip of the iceberg out there. I think the Southwest there's so much stuff that you don't see.
Chupacabra. He could definitely be kicking it in one of those underground caves, right? With the Mogollon.
There's so much out there. I think that when you get even to the high desert area, the way the deserts are, they're kind of rolling hills. The best way to hide something is in rolling hills because it looks empty. But once you get into a dip of a rolling hill, that's where, like when I spent some time in Albuquerque and New Mexico, there's all kinds of crazy stuff out there that you just don't know. That's there.
We need to explore the Southwest.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yes. And we were talking about taking a vacation.
I know.
Out to Arizona, so this could be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Mogollon Monster, at least our take. You could look up more information. Of course, you know, everybody knows. Go to the Googles.
Yeah.
Check it out. If you want to give us feedback on this episode, hit us up. Go to paranormalpunchers.com. Now, before we get out of here, you guys remember our good buddy, Rana? With the episode,
Yes.
The Haunting of Rana? Mm-hmm. Why you get laughing?
Yes.
Because I'm saying her name right.
Yeah.
Because I usually mess it up.
I know.
She has a new house. She sent me a message saying that they have a puppy that was looking up the top of the stairs. Was having some issues like going up the steps. I mean, it was like almost like it was seeing something at the top of the steps and barking at it and just being weird. So she, in her style, she broke out equipment to do some EVPs, and I'm going to play that for you guys. And I'm doing this on the fly, and I'm doing it live, so I might have to adjust the sound and fix this. But let's see what we get here. All right.
Here we go.
I'm just going to play it.
Someone up here? Why won't Gunner come upstairs?
All right.
There's something there right before the dog
So
barked.
right
Yeah.
before the dog barked, because she said, "Why won't Gunner come upstairs?" Mm-hmm. And it almost sounds like somebody says, "I'm downstairs," but then he starts barking.
Yeah.
So listen to it again. But it's right at the end.
Right after that, why can't Gunner come upstairs?
Right.
Someone up here?
That sounded like yes.
Why won't Gunner come upstairs?
I'm downstairs. Yeah.
Right, yeah, right before he barks. Unfortunately, Gunner, you talked over top of the EVP.
Dog. Jeez.
But you could hear it, like, and,
Yeah.
and she had said in her message that there's like a response to, there's also a yes, and I
Okay.
heard at that time.
Okay.
It's a little difficult. I'm gonna do it one more time just for people that want to hear, and for us. But yeah, right, just before he freaking barks and ruins everything.
Yeah.
like most dogs do. I'm kidding. I love my dog. It's her birthday.
It is
Oh, that's right. Today
Happy
is
birthday, puppy.
Is Lulu's birthday.
Yep.
One more time here. See if you guys can hear the yes that happens after she asks the question.
Someone up here?
Oh yeah.
Why won't Gunner come upstairs?
Yeah.
I definitely heard that.
I heard it both times.
Right? Did you guys hear that? Because like the yes is questionable,
Right.
but that why won't Gunner come upstairs? I definitely feel like I hear I'm downstairs and the dog barks and ruins everything.
I when it first came through, I thought he said, "I'm coming downstairs."
Oh.
But then on the second one, it was like, no. They didn't say that. They said, "I am downstairs." You're exactly right.
So is that
Yeah.
why he won't go upstairs? Because
Well,
they're down?
but maybe it was standing there until
Maybe it was on
she
the stairwell
started.
coming down.
She started doing the EVP and
Right.
interacting with the spirit, and he
Right.
was like, "Now I'm down here now."
Right.
You know? I don't know. But it barked. When it answered back, it barked. The dog barked.
Yeah, like-
almost
Yeah.
like, I see you. I
Right.
got you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Rana, thank you for sending
Yeah.
that.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Jeez.
would you please find some place that doesn't have ghosts? Oh my goodness gracious, girl. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I feel like,
But if you do keep coming across the ghosts, please keep recording them
I
and
know,
sending them
right?
to us. We appreciate that.
Anything else before we check out of this episode, everybody?
That's a no from Alicia. That's
right.
not,
I
that's-
shook my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Nope, nothing from me.
I think that the Mogollon Monster is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much there.
I'm really want to know more about the cave system.
Yeah.
Cave systems.
And just like was it Michelle talked about the show on Amazon Prime, Hellier, the cave systems in Kentucky with these goblins. Now I'm
Yeah.
like, there's something to these cave systems,
Yep.
which means, have you ever seen that movie Descent? Yeah. Maybe we should never go inside.
Yeah, you
caves.
never go into a cave.
Yeah.
You never go into a cave. One thing I do know is that just east of that area, there's an area in New Mexico where you can actually drive up to where there are government facilities where they have the roads have been closed and on like posted on the closed like bars that they have closed and chained. They have
Right.
like toxic area, animals are dead. They have
What?
these really like crazy warnings, like close encounters from the third kind.
Yeah.
Warnings like that on these posts, and they're just posts that are sitting there, just out in the middle of nowhere, closing down a road.
Huh.
So I'm just telling you, they are there. I've driven up to these things. I've never gone past it because they monitor those things, but they're there. I'm telling you, they're there.
Man, so that means if we go out to Arizona to stay, we have to go to the signs and walk past.
We
see
need to
what
have
happens.
a few beers and then run in as fast and then run back out real
Right,
fast.
right.
I'd like to thank everybody for sending your feedback. That's awesome. Just go to the website. You can find all the links to send us feedback, send your topic ideas. Hey, one of the best ways to support the show, head over to the Apple Podcast. Give us a 5-star or whatever star you feel we are
5-star.
worthy of.
5-star.
Whatever. Yeah, 5-star. Yeah.
5-star.
Or anywhere that you can leave us a review. It definitely helps the show. We have T-shirts, and we're working on more.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I saw that we had a post on the group from Mike about we need a pudding skin shirt.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
guess what?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
Working on
one.
it.
That's right.
So we're going to add more shirts to our TeePublic. But if you go to the website, you can find a link to the TeePublic. Hey, it's a way to support the show, but you get a cool T-shirt.
Right.
ParanormalPunchers.com. That's where you can find all the info about us. Anything else, Alicia?
No.
Nash?
I want to give a big thank you out for everybody else who sends us ideas on topic
God,
ideas.
yeah.
That's fantastic. You guys are fantastic, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. Thank you so much.
Dave? Dave's
they're
not here, man.
No, I'm not here. I buggered off.
Okay.
Wow. Jeez, on that note, remember, if it's not weird,
It's not worth checking out.